I found this Haunted Halloween Party puzzle at a thrift store, and it was a disaster. But luckily, I had a secret weapon to help me put it together. Stay tuned and find out what it was. This video is sponsored by All4Jig, who sent me a rotating puzzle board to test out. All opinions are my own, and honestly, I needed all the help I could get with this puzzle.
Let me tell you why I love this All4Jig rotating puzzle board. First of all, the rotating feature is totally brilliant. Whether you're working on a 1,000 piece puzzle or a 1,500 piece puzzle, you're dealing with a lot of space. On a regular table, I'd be standing up every 5 minutes, leaning over, trying to reach that one corner piece without knocking everything else over. It's exhausting. But with this board, I just spin it. Need to work on that top edge? Spin. Bottom corner? Spin. Tricky middle part? You guessed it, spin. The Lazy Susan design is so smooth and stable, I can rotate the board with one hand while holding a piece in the other. And because the base is sturdy, nothing shifts. Honestly, this feature has completely changed how I approach larger puzzles, especially a difficult one like this Haunted Halloween Party. I'm more relaxed while doing the puzzle, more focused, and way less sore at the end of a puzzle session. The All4Jig puzzle board comes with a handy cover, which keeps things clean, safe, and protects pieces from pets. The All4Jig puzzle board comes with a Lazy Susan style rotating bottom.
Now let's talk about the puzzle. It is a 1,000 piece Springbok puzzle called Haunted Halloween Party. There is no artist attributed on the box, but the image is beautiful. That is what originally drew me to this puzzle. Look how pretty it is. It's got lots of bold colors and just a really fun Halloween scene. And I honestly thought that this would not be too difficult to put together. Boy, was I wrong. This was a really tricky puzzle to put together. You can see in the time lapse that will follow that I couldn't even get the border together. Usually the border is the first thing I do on a puzzle, but with this one, it had so many pieces that looked like they were part of the border because if you've never done a Springbok before, they are random cut pieces, which can be fun, but can also be frustrating. So you will have an edge piece like this, which is pretty easy to see as an edge, but then you'll have other pieces that look like they're edges, but they're not quite edges. Let me just show you some of the kind of funky, really fun and whimsical Springbok pieces. So you have things like this. Oh my gosh, wait till you see this one. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So you have ones like that that are kind of fun, but then you have a piece like this. Now, to me, this looks like an edge piece. It is not an edge piece. If you run your finger along the side here, you can feel there is a tiny bump, tiny little bump, which may not be discernible to the naked eye, but it is to the naked finger. So you feel it and you can tell this is not an edge. So how I started it was I just basically removed everything that looked like it could be an edge and set those aside. And then I tried to put them together and then I could not. So basically what I did was I had all my pieces that look like edges and just kind of put them into an edge shape, even if they weren't connecting. It will make more sense while you watch the video. So let's talk about the puzzle. The pieces were a little hard to fit together, kind of had to really work to get them together sometimes, but colors were vibrant, beautiful. I did not find, it doesn't really have a glare, nor is it really matte. I kind of find it somewhere in the middle. If you've ever done a White Mountain puzzle, I think it's similar to that. So yeah, I had no real issues with the pieces or the color. It was very true to the picture on the box. So there was not a poster included in this one. I don't think Springboks typically include posters, but I did get this used at the thrift store, so that could account for the no poster. Ignore that. What I will say is where the frustration came in is as we were getting near the end, there were two spots in the puzzle that had very obvious pieces. One of them had a very obvious blue piece like this, and you could see a shape for it, but we were out of blue pieces. We had done all our blue pieces, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. And then there was another spot that clearly we did not have the piece for. Now, when this happens, I sometimes think, okay, well, it's probably under the puzzle board or on the floor or in any number of places. It was not. We looked, it was not. So clearly this puzzle was missing two pieces. Would I have bought it had I known it was missing two pieces? Probably not. I would have accepted it, like I would have taken it for free if it was sitting at the free table at the library when they do swaps. I would have taken it because I really did love the image, but I would not have paid money for a puzzle with two missing pieces, specifically if I knew how challenging the image would be. I did find this image to be very challenging. It was somewhat frustrating just to put together because it was hard, and I don't like hard images. So between the challenging nature of the puzzle and the missing pieces, I'd have to give this one a thumbs down. But if you got this puzzle new, I imagine it would be delightful to work. So yeah, it was just my particular copy with the missing pieces was a thumbs down for me. But I have to say, having the table rotating to help me reach out of the way pieces was a huge help. And I think I honestly would have thrown in the towel before finishing this had I not had such a joyful experience with the table. You will see in the time lapse, we are constantly rotating this thing. Sometimes my husband is rotating it to face a section he's working on. Other times I'm rotating it to face a section I'm working on. But it was really helpful to have the rotating table, and we use the drawers all the time for sorting. Came with 6 drawers. You will see in the video, they are constantly out as we are sorting pieces. And I'm generally not a big sorter, but with a puzzle that is difficult like this, it is hard to do it any other way. So enjoy the time lapse, and there is a little special treat if you stick around to the end, and I think you're going to want to. It is definitely going to make you laugh. So stick around to the end with the time lapse. Thanks for watching. Bye.